this game will match up against either Atlanta or the Knicks in Las Vegas on Saturday in the semifinal round. And here we go. The Bucks control the opening tip. Got the painted floor down, the NBA Cup. And they'll be playing for that title next week this time as Antetokounmpo able to avoid a turnover. Swatted down by Suggs. And right on cue there, Coach. This is one of the elite defensive teams, and they maintained that level against Phoenix in a win on Sunday.
Well, they did it on the defensive end. They forced 21 turnovers, scored 20 points off of those turnovers.
Giannis goes to the basket, but he's met by Batadze. They've got some length. It's a very young team, Orlando. They have a lot of size, but missing their two best players. Franz Wagner was clipping along at an all-star level. And of course, Banchero, an all-star last year. As Jared mentioned, they're hoping to get Banchero back maybe around Christmas. Wendell Carter gets the scoring started for us tonight.
Yeah, his scoring's really been down this year, not getting as many opportunities. They really could use him to get going offensively with those two stars out.
Bucks start as 2-8. They've won 8 of their last 10. Another chance here. Second chance opportunity. The Magic don't give up many of those this season. They're one of the great defensive rebounding teams. And Giannis goes to the basket, lost the handle. De Silva disrupted that trip to the basket. We will watch Tristan De Silva tonight. He's got the ball in his hands now. He misses it. Jackson clears away the rebound. Tell us a little bit more about Jamal Mosley and the job he has done here. Originally signed 4 years ago, got an extension, got his team off to a great start.
Well, look, what he's done is he's kept his team confident and given them a way to win, even with these stars out of the lineup. And it all starts at the defensive end with him.
You got a very cheeser feel here tonight in Wisconsin. Jamal Mosley grew up in Milwaukee. Of course, Doc Rivers, a star at Marquette. Now the Bucks had playing better from the ancillary group, as Shaq would call them, the others. And of course, you mentioned Giannis Antetokounmpo, the lead.
The league in three-point percentage. A.J. Green off the bench, 5th in the league in three-point percentage. And then obviously Brook Lopez, Gary Trent Jr. It's the most shooting that Giannis has had around him in his career.
Taurean Prince, tops in the league, beyond the arc. Now Antetokounmpo taking on Carter. That's going to be a matchup to watch. Met by Batadze. And now Jackson to Lillard. Late clock here. Bucks got to get a shot up. Suggs is a handful, but Lillard goes right by. Road team this year. They're 7-9. As Suggs hits a tough fadeaway jumper going out of bounds from the baseline.
Well, Suggs has to take on more of an offensive load with Wagner and Banchero both out.
Nice extra pass by Jackson. Three-pointer won't go down. Bucks moving the ball well. Shots aren't going in right now as Suggs airballs it. Took a tough shot. Suggs, who gives you great defensive effort every night. De Silva ends up on Lillard, goes right by him, and now creates for Jackson, who buries a three.
Well, look, on this team with everybody else they've got, he isn't shooting a bad percentage. He just doesn't shoot a lot of it.
Batadze is going to fire up a three. And De Silva runs down an offensive board. Now Suggs. Couple of misses. Lopez with the rebound. Here come the Bucks. Just underway in this quarterfinal matchup. Emirates NBA Cup. Giannis dumped off by Dame. And Giannis Antetokounmpo with a two-handed flush.
There's not a lot of good answers when you're guarding the pick and roll with Lillard and Antetokounmpo. They're just, it's pick your poison. Two of the best players in the league.
Talked about is also 10th in the league in assists per game as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, newcomer to the Magic, signed a 3-year deal and a big veteran piece to this very young team. Brook Lopez turns it over. KCP running with De Silva. De Silva wants it up top, gets it, and a foul by Lillard. Half of their games. But he and Batadze in there for Wagner and Banchero. And we remind you, from Milwaukee tonight, the NBA. De Silva, a rookie, played 4 years at Colorado. thought it was in the Pac-12, don't you, Coach?
I remember when there was a Pac-12. Now it's a Pac-2.
Stripped by Suggs. That's the second one. Suggs is a handful defensively. What a pass! And De Silva is fouled hard going to the basket. Boy, Suggs put a spinning bounce pass right on the dime.
Wow, and this is a guy who only averages 4 assists a game. We're used to that on the defense. Great steal. But this pass is incredible.
Put some English on it. Look at this thing.
They have to do it. They have to create offense off their defense.
This number here since November 8, after a mediocre start to their season, they really turned it on, but they missed Wendell Carter for a good chunk. They are certainly without Paolo Banchero for a good chunk. Now Franz Wagner, and yet Orlando seems to keep churning along. Well, an impressive win Sunday against Phoenix.
Its defense has no weaknesses. They create turnovers, as we just saw the 4th one tonight already for Milwaukee. They don't give up anything in transition. They don't give up much in the paint, and they don't give up threes.
KCP drives and scores, and Orlando shot out of a cannon. Some guys have a crystal ball. Charles has the Golden Girls coffee mug going tonight. Well done, Chuck. Bucks and Magic, first game of this quarterfinal knockout round of the Emirates NBA Cup. As Damian Lillard coming out of the timeout, he missed it. Goga Bitadze was there to disrupt that shot. Orlando playing well early. Ton of turnovers. Milwaukee has more turnovers than made field goals. 4 giveaways, 3 made baskets.
Well, you don't get a lot easy against this Magic defense. This team plays as hard as any team in the league.
Nice move by Jackson. Little shot fake against UCLA. Had one of the great moments in March Madness history, especially Final Four history. Last touch by Giannis. And that'll be Magic ball. Both coaches kind enough to wear a microphone for us tonight.
Heard that, yes.
Calmer version of Coach Van Gundy. Last time the Magic won a playoff series was coached by Stan Van Gundy. That was pinned on the backboard by Wendell Carter. Carter up top for Bitadze. Jamal Mosley enjoying that one. Lillard guarded by Suggs. Lillard shakes him to Giannis. Rim run and a foul. Count the basket, says Scott Foster. Goaltenders this year. Ankle surgeries this year, Jared Greenberg. It has been a long way back.
Ankles forcing him to miss the first 21 games of the season. Maybe the toughest part, he told me this morning, was not being able to run after his kids. He missed being able to play hide and seek. But now that he's back, he's embracing his role off the bench. Middleton told me that Doc said that the only way he could find enough minutes to have him in the closing lineups, he needs to have him come off the bench. That's for now. We will likely see Middleton play around 25 minutes tonight against the Magic.
Yeah, the hardest thing when you have guys on minutes restrictions is to try to figure out when to play them. And if Middleton was going to start each half, it would be really tough on that minutes restriction to have him finish games, and they want him in that finishing lineup.
Trying to get Giannis and Middleton and Dame on the floor together as A.J. Green buries a 3. That's what he does. Been a great 3-point shooter. The Bucks shoot it very well from beyond the arc. And of course, a lot of that is Giannis's influence.
Here's the other thing Green does. He's very underrated as a defender. He really works on the defensive end of the floor. Threes off the bench. He's a consistent guy, hasn't been streaky.
Oh, nice play, and Giannis is fouled. Green to Middleton, and on the back cut, Antetokounmpo. Now in the NBA app, you got the Knicks and the Hawks tomorrow. That'll be the other quarterfinal in the East, and then Stan, our game next here on TNT, Oklahoma City and Dallas. And the other quarterfinal in the West is Houston and Golden State, also on TNT tomorrow in the second.
Well of late, They've gotten people back. Bogdanovich is back. DeAndre Hunter is back. They've got depth, playing very, very well and playing the best they have at the defensive end of the floor. So
the Bucks and the Knicks are the only teams who made last year's NBA Cup, then known as the in-season tournament. Bucks eliminated the Knicks in the quarterfinals. Anthony Black, first minutes on the floor, goes to work on Green.
They love this guy, Anthony Black. Can get in the paint at will. Just needs to improve as a shooter as the Magic force another turnover. KCP with the strip.
Giannis with the chase down. Cole Anthony goes flying into the photographers as Antetokounmpo flying down the floor. Volleyballs that one off the glass. Ooh, he looked like he got a lot of hand there.
He got his wrist. That should have been a foul.
Cole Anthony set the 5 on the floor with Antetokounmpo, Green, Portis, Middleton, and Gary Trent Jr. And Giannis with a head of steam.
Well, that's what makes him so good, Brian, on the pick and roll. He's catching that ball with momentum going to the basket. Virtually impossible to stop.
Anthony Black, Mo Wagner joining Carter and Caldwell Pope. And there's Mo Wagner, brother of Franz.
Yeah, he can. He's the third best per minute scorer on the Magic roster, just behind Boncaro and his brother. So now he's a leading guy, in the Magic force another turnover. 6 Bucks turnovers already in less than 10 minutes.
Here's Black. Tall point guard at 6'7". Anthony Black had 1 year at Arkansas, now in his second year. And he sets up Wendell Carter Jr. Had that 1 year at games. This is his second week back. Antetokounmpo leaves it for Bobby Portis. Portis lost the handle, recovers, and then buries a 3. That's a long 2 correction. Stan, he's really been shooting it nicely.
Yeah, Bobby Portis is shooting it very well lately, coming off a 23-point game in Brooklyn on Sunday, where he hit all 5 of his threes, 9 for 10 from the floor overall.
That was at 31 minutes of play in a win over Brooklyn as Black hits a baseline jumper.
Well, Orlando's shooting the ball very well right now, and when they have good shooting nights, they are tough to beat with that defense.
Antetokounmpo with the dunk. Heavy on our 2K family. State your first year.
That's absolutely right. I'm excited.
You're killing it. There's Mo Wagner driving, and he lays it in with a left hand. He takes on Brook Lopez, and the Magic up 7 here, under a minute to go in the first quarter.
If it weren't for Peyton Pritchard, Mo Wagner could be in the conversation as the 6th man of the year, as we see the Magic in a 2-3 zone here coming out of the timeout.
Gary Trent Jr. misses the 3. Caleb Houston on the floor for Orlando here. Cole is Cole Anthony. Extra pass. And Howard in the corner.
Let's go.
Well, that's a good one for them. Last 7 games coming in, Howard 3 for 20 from 3.
Overcall, bump.
Bobby Portis with an answer for the Bucks. Jamal Mosley told us before the game, Jett Howard is a guy, this is Juwan's son, who's now an assistant with the Nets, former Michigan coach, former Fab 5 star. Jett can really fill it up, and this Magic team is desperate for shooting, especially on the perimeter. Have not been a very good three-point shooting team as Howard runs that one down. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Orlando